Hello and welcome to Let's Talk About She-Hulk. On this show, we're going to be talking about, well, She-Hulk, and this one is going to be the first episode. So, who are we? My name is Peyton.
I'm Spencer.
And let's go ahead and get into the very first episode here. So, it starts with them already in an office.
Yeah.
And it's basically insinuated that she already has the Hulk powers. And then
her friend knows about it already.
Yeah, her friend knows about it already. And then she basically closes the door on them and then comes back inside her office and then basically straight up tells the audience that she does have her Hulk abilities.
Yeah,
and
she says, she's like, you're not going to be able to focus on the lawyer stuff until you know my Hulk backstory. And from there is when we cut into the flashback sequence, which takes up most of the episode.
Yeah, and it was, I'm really excited for more of it.
I am too. It was really good, I thought.
Going back into just like the format of the episode, she, goes back into the flashback, and her and Bruce Banner, her cousin, they are in a car and they get into a car crash because a Sicarian ship, a Sicarian like freighter or like courier comes down and spooks Jen, and so she crashes.
Yeah.
She gets some good old radioactive blood.
Oh yeah.
Mixed into her blood. Do you think that they're mutants? Do you think that's what he was trying to imply, that they were mutants?
No.
I mean, what else would be a genetic predisposition?
That's how the Hulk works. You know how in the 2003 film,
yeah,
he already had like a genetic predisposition for it because of his dad? It's not exactly the same in the comics, but the way his body took in the gamma radiation is different than, most people, which is why he didn't die from it. His body just handles that differently, synthesizes it differently.
So it's not necessarily a mutant, but it's a different genetic makeup.
Yeah. It's
still, odd. That is my bad.
One day you'll learn to turn off your ringer when we start recording.
At some point. Not today.
Nope.
So basically, when she wakes up after the car crash and she's in the hut, I heard a bunch of heartbeats.
I did not catch that.
Yeah, so I mean, it reminded me of the 2008 Hulk movie a lot, with the whole beeping watch thing.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of like a nice touch. And then when she was walking through the rest of the condo, there was an Iron Legion helmet.
Yeah.
That was
Iron Man mask was.
Yeah, that was
all. It was all like beat and scratched up.
I'm pretty sure that was an Iron Legion helmet. So like that would have been in one of the Ultron robots.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was pretty nutty.
I love his whole resort in Mexico.
Yeah.
They just casually explain, like, oh yeah, me and Tony built this, like, on our downtime. And he said he'd come take it back one day.
Yeah, that was
kind of sad, man.
Yeah.
You can really see Bruce has been affected by all the shit.
Oh yeah, same with Thor. I mean,
yeah. That's one thing I'm glad, though, that they actually discussed, because, like I said in, episode 2 of the main podcast, I like when they actually acknowledge Hulk's trauma. And
exactly.
The fact that dude has been through a lot, dude is pretty messed up, and so, kind of like the Hawkeye show did as well, with Clint going deaf after, all the different battles he's fought.
Yeah.
In this show, we're seeing the aftermath of the blip and stuff where Hulk has ended up and how he's dealt with that trauma. And it's just really interesting to see Phase 4 kind of being a way of showing where our original heroes have ended up while they train the new ones.
Exactly. One thing that I hope we see again soon is I hope we see the surviving Avengers come together at some point.
That would be great.
That would be really, really sweet. That's kind of like just a final send-off would be nice.
Yeah.
I really liked when they talked about Bing Bong and Inside Out. That movie made me bawl my fucking eyes out.
Never seen it.
Really?
Nope.
It's so good.
I've heard
so sad. One thing I did want to touch on is when they were trying to test her on combining the Hulk personality and the Jen personality, was she didn't have any trouble with that.
No.
And that's because she does not have dissociative identity disorder.
I'm so happy that it wasn't like directly stated, but it was implied heavily enough to make me happy, because he's like, you don't have another guy to wrestle with for 10 years, and she's like, no, I'm just me.
Yeah, and like, I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah. And so it's interesting, both of their bodies process gamma radiation the same way by giving them a Hulk form, but due to Bruce's already existing dissociative identity, that's what caused the duality between Bruce and the Hulk and the, more sporadic transformations, whereas Jen doesn't have that issue due to her being neurotypical, and so she's able to, more easily control when she transforms.
Yeah.
Although high stress situations and stuff will still transform her against her will.
Yeah. He also responds with, bruh.
When Hulk said bruh, that I fucking died. That was so good.
Bruh.
This episode single-handedly redeemed Smart Hulk for me, because I really was not a huge fan of him in Endgame. I won't lie. But
I mean, I can't blame you. It wasn't exactly the greatest.
In this show, it shows off a different side of Bruce's personality and also explains the merge between them better. And I think it allows it, to basically just be Bruce having fun with his Hulk persona.
Yeah.
And that's what I enjoy about it.
Yeah, same.
Because that's not something we get to see like often in the comics or anything.
Yeah.
It's just a refreshing take.
Yeah, and then they go on to address how does Banner switch, and one was, Natasha's, the sun's getting real low, big guy.
He was like, sometimes Natasha would sing me a lullaby, and Jim was like, how does that work? I don't really know.
And then we got an amazing training montage.
Oh yes, that was great.
It was, everything in this whole episode, I just want to touch on the whole of it for a second. It was very punchy, but never felt too, quick.
Yeah, it never felt like they were, just trying to force the comedy.
Yeah.
I hate bringing this up again, but it succeeds in a way that I think Love and Thunder did not. And that's being able to be punchy while still not feeling like all the jokes are shoehorned in there.
And
I think that's also part of, just due to who She-Hulk is as a character and the way Bruce is in the MCU as currently, that dynamic also allows for a more comedic tone naturally.
Yeah.
I mean, they even said that Mark Ruffalo and
Tatiana Maslany.
That's her name.
That's what I'm here for.
They had such good chemistry on set that they actually wrote in more scenes between Bruce and Jen.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm excited just for the wide variety of people we're gonna see in this.
Oh yeah,
in this show.
Because I can already tell the highlight is gonna be the relationships between the characters, especially She-Hulk.
I hope that we see Daredevil once or twice, but we see Matt Murdock as a reoccurring character.
Would be cool. That would be cool.
I don't know necessarily much about his legal practice and who he defends, but it would be fun to see Jen go up against Matt in a courtroom situation.
I think they're gonna have that happen, because a lot of the press, they've said oh well, Jen and Matt match each other's wits pretty well and stuff like that. Just little hints. So I think there's either gonna be some sort of court battle or superhero fight, or hopefully a team up between the two, and we'll get to see them go back and forth a little bit. Because for all the Netflix Daredevil stans, yes, he does have a lighter side of his personality. You want to just hit your next note?
The clap!
Don't even get me started, bro. For the first time since 2008, we have seen a live action Hulk thunderclap, and it was fucking amazing. The whole fight between them I thought was great, because it wasn't anything serious, but it was still showcasing all their different moves and shit. And then Jen failing the thunderclap and then learning how to do it and then just doing it over and over and over and over again. That was really good.
I was impressed, to say the least.
Yeah. I also really liked when they were throwing the boulder, how, like, he just lightly tossed it, and then Jen threw it, like, farther than Bruce, and then Bruce gets jealous, and so he grabs one and just, like, full force chucks it into the sky like a meteor.
Yeah.
He's like, just showing you how it's done. Like, okay, Bruce.
Another thing I want to point out during the fight, did Hulk get bigger?
I think he might have. It was very subtle, but between that little, like, movement and then the switching of the camera angle to, like, over the shoulder, it made him look like a little bit taller than usual.
Well, I thought he was noticeably bigger because of his, like, traps, or, like, whatever the fuck they call that muscle here by the neck.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the thing that makes you look like a small guy coming out of a bigger guy.
Yeah.
I thought I saw those get bigger.
It's possible. I don't know. I would like to get, like, a clip of that.
Yeah.
I wish so. I
They
need
go,
somebody
like,
to,
frame by frame.
I need somebody to clip that. Wait for the new Rockstars breakdown.
Yeah, exactly. Wait for the new Rockstars breakdown. That's probably going to be out, like, tomorrow, I think?
Yeah. It'll probably
usually
be
how they
out
do
by the
that.
time this is out.
Yeah. Lots of grippers!
They showed, like, 5 separate occasions, just shots of feet.
Dude.
There was big Hulk feet, there was Jen feet, there was She-Hulk feet, there was She-Hulk turning back into Jen feet. It was wild.
Bad. It was bad.
I was like, I audibly said, I look at you, I was like, they know what they're doing.
For free?
For free?
No,
Shout out
for like
Tatiana.
$8.99 a month or some shit like that. Dude, fucking put those grippers
Grippers
away.
Those dogs are barking.
Those dogs are barking. The courtroom sketches were really, really cool. Like, in the credits, I really, really liked all of that.
Yeah, because at the end, when Titania broke in and it's panning across, you see the courtroom sketch artist working on it. And I noticed that, and it was like, oh, that's neat that it shows that. And then you have that whole little fight, which, I think the fight was funny.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, oh, I love this outfit. She takes off the shoes, just, like, 2-punch beats Titania's ass, and is like, I'm Jennifer Walters, attorney at law, and then goes back to normal, and is like, I'm ready to give my closing argument. I fucking loved that.
I hope she wins that case.
I do too, but then it goes to the credits, and all the credit art is like courtroom sketch, and it looks great. A lot of the drawings are really cute, with a lot of cool references to like the comics and shit.
There was an Avengers Cup.
Yeah.
That Spencer pointed out to me.
Yeah, there was an Avengers Cup in an evidence bag.
There was a trifold thing you'd see at like a science fair.
Yeah.
With like, is Captain America a virgin?
A virgin? Yeah, like her little diagram. And also I really like the one where she's on like the steps of the courtroom and her shadow is She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's like the one it basically like closes out with, and that was really, really fucking cool.
To talk about the elephant in the room, the most important part of the episode, the thing we're all truly here for. Captain America is not a virgin. He lost his virginity in 1943. James Gunn said on Twitter that it's Peter Quill's grandma. Somebody tweeted the picture at him. I was like, hey, this looks like Peter Quill's mom. And James Gunn was like, oh, that's Peter Quill's grandma. I'm making this up right now.
Oh, yeah, because it was the same actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really funny. But, yeah, Captain America getting it on. Good man. And I love how she brings up Captain America's ass when she's drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is America's ass.
America's ass. I love it. I think overall the show was quick, fun, and concise.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I'm really looking forward to the rest. I'm so glad they're not trying to squash it into 6 episodes. They're giving it a chance to breathe. I know the episodes are shorter, but still.
And do you have any final thoughts on the first episode as a whole?
Captain America fucks.
Captain America fucks. My final thoughts. First episode is a great and quick introduction of Jennifer Walters. It has a great humor to it while still addressing the trauma Hulk went through.
Props for that.
But yeah, that's really my final thoughts on it.
I'm
Do you
just
have anything else you want to say?
No, I'm just really looking forward to seeing where it goes. Excited to see Daredevil and Wong and Jen interact with a bunch of other random people through the Marvel universe that we may or may not have seen before.
Frogman.
Fucking Frogman.
The Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
The Human Bull, I think is the one guy's name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the end of our first episode reviewing She-Hulk. You can find us on our socials on TikTok at LTAC Podcast, on Twitter at LTAC Podcast. You can email us at letstalkaboutcomics@gmail.com, or if you want to reach out for a business inquiry, you can find us at letstalkaboutcomicsbusiness@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter on our personal Twitters at NachoPPEV, that's NachoPPev. And you can find Spencer
at Hippie Spider-Man, HIPPIE Spider-Man.
These episodes should be releasing on Fridays after the episode of She-Hulk releases. Yes. We're going to be trying to get these out as soon as we can on
Friday.
Yeah, on Friday. So thank you so much for listening and or watching. Once again, you can find us on Twitter at LTAC Podcast, on TikTok at LTAC Podcast, or email us at letstalkaboutcomics@gmail.com. I'm Peyton.
I'm Spencer.
And Captain America